So here we are for lunch today at Tortilla Joe's. Didn't have any lunch reservations, but we are here early, 11:45, no problem walking up and getting a nice table outside. And we got some free chips and salsa came first things. And Tracy added on some guac, and I'm not a big guac fan, but that's pretty damn good guac. Salsa's pretty good too, although my homemade salsa is better. But the chips are delicious. And we ordered our food. I ordered some fajitas, and Tracy's ordered what did you order? A tamale and
enchilada.
Tamale and an enchilada plate. So hopefully this will get us by until our reservations for dinner at Country Trattoria at 5:30 tonight.
Let me get a little plate for you, maybe tacos. Thank you.
So there we have it. We're done our lunch at Tortilla Joe's. My fajitas were good, but nothing that's going to make me forget the great fajitas I've had in my life. They were fine. A little under seasoned, but a little salt took care of that. But generally pretty tasty. And it's a lot of food. It's definitely going to do what we wanted it to do, which was keep us full until dinner in about 5 hours. And what about you? You thought yours were good, but
yeah, it was fine.
That's a special again.
Yeah.
Good. Enchiladas were good, but the tamales were too spicy.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's probably a Tracy thing because they brought that spicy, I don't think.
Yeah.
But she doesn't handle spice all that well. So there we go. So now we're gonna hit downtown Disney, do a little bit of shopping, and then there may be another nap in our immediate future before we go for dinner tonight.
So, recruits, who among you thinks they have the warrior prowess of the Dora Milaje? Who will come but and show their courage? My, many brave souls indeed. But who among you is also rooted in compassion? I saw Johan first in the grave sweater. Come over this way. What is your name? Julian. And where are you from? You don't know where you're from? I'll take that as it's a secret. Warrior Julian from is a secret tribe! You are courageous for coming forward. Tell us all here, are you strong? And confident too. What makes you strong, young one? Again with the I don't know. It's a secret. You know, I kinda like you. That makes you strong indeed. Matter of fact, keeping intel makes you strong indeed. You bring such honor to your tribe. Wakanda forever. You may return. Now to the rest of you I ask, are you strong? You can do better than that. Are you strong?
Yeah!
You say yes, but where does your strength come from? Or your courage? Our culture has been passed down from generation to generation. Through our tradition, we thought had trained for years with the power of vibranium on our side. What is the part of you that is indestructible? What is your vibranium? Think about it. Strength and courage are like the sun. They have to rise out of us But unlike the sun rising out of the ocean, the rising of our strength and courage isn't automatic. We don't have to find it each and every day. We chant, Ni Jarumine, Sanchi, Nasara. Ni Jarumine, Sanchi, Nasara. This means I am a warrior. I will overcome. Recruits, if you can learn this battle chant, you may have what it takes to become a warrior ally of Wakanda. Listen and repeat after me. Ni Jarumine. Repeat. Ni Jarumine. Yes, you put some soul into it. Let's keep going. This time with movements. Sanchi Nasara. Repeat. Sanchi Nasara. And I see all three of you have all the rhythm there. Let's put the entire chant together this time with me. Ni Jarumine. Sanchi Nasara. Ni Jarumine. Sanchi Nasara. Ni Jarumine. Sanchi Nasara. Excellent work, recruits. Can you take it a step further? Would you like to see a Dora Milaje training sequence?
Yes.
I knew you would. Hey, attention. That wasn't so hard, was it? From your nervous laughter, it was too advanced. So let's learn something a bit easier, eh? Watch. Join me, if you dare. Lots of you joined in. How about the rest of you? You stressed this morning, didn't you? Nervous laughter again. Oh, you did not stress. It is okay though. This is not the battle. It is for training purposes only. So, stand tall. Imagine yourself holding a spear made of vibranium. We will train together as one tribe. Now, let us begin. Jab, right, rush, excellent one here in the center section. How about this side here? Jab, right, rush, excellent block over here. How about against the ready? Jab, right, rush, very good ball over here as well. One last time all together. Jab, right, rush, hey. Yeah, give yourselves a hand. Well, that was enough to see any village running home to their tribe mother. What brave warriors you are. I haven't seen strength and courage like this since we've been on this continent. I am impressed with each and every one of you. You are more than mere recruits. You're on the path to becoming warrior allies of Wakanda. It is time to celebrate, for you all have earned this moment together. Chant with us. Ni Jarumine. Sanchi Nasara. Ni Jarumine. Sanchi Nasara. Ni Jarumine. Sanchi Nasara. Let me see this one. Ni Jarumine. Yes, you've got this. Sanchi Nasara. I am. Ni Jarumine. You are all warriors. Sanchi Nasara. Next time. Ni Jarumine. Sanchi Nasara. Warrior, my heart is with you all. Not only have we assembled a brave and strong group of warrior allies ready for the next mission, but we have also seen true honor and compassion here today. Look around at your allies. I don't see you looking. Look around at your allies. Some of you understood the assignment. See them and let yourself be seen. You are each warriors in your own way. You shall overcome. Continue in these ways, allies, and you will leave each place better than you found it. Now, we could stay here all day and share more secrets as the Dora Milaje, but we must be leaving you now. As King T'Challa has been alone far too long, and that usually means trouble for me. Until next time, warrior allies. Wakanda, forever!
So here we are at Country Trattoria for our dinner. And one thing I haven't actually mentioned, yet is we're here during one of the festivals. They have a lot of festivals here, and this one's the Winter Wonderland Festival. There's all kinds of these food booths here. We haven't really partaken in any of them yet. Maybe we'll get some snacks later tonight. But there's a whole bunch of booths and a whole bunch of lineups. Okay, we've got a pretty good view from our table. We're starting the day off with rustic bruschetta. A recipe that's actually in one of the Disney cookbooks that I have made many times for appetizers. I never make it quite as good as this, I don't think. Although, boy, they got a lot of mushrooms on there this time. We'll see how this is. So, in addition to our rustic bruschetta, we got a little wine flight here. It's called the California Wine Country Flight. 21 bucks. Honig Vineyard Sauvignon Blanc, that's the white one. McMurray Estate Vineyards Pinot Noir from the Russian River Valley, that's the one in the middle. And on the right, Schweiger family Cab Sauv from the Spring Mountain District. I'm actually not familiar with any of these wines, so I thought it'd be interesting to give them a shot. So trying to find a quiet, secluded place to give you my thoughts on dinner last night at Country Trattoria. Normally it wouldn't be that difficult to find a quiet, secluded place, but it's about 8 a.m. in the morning right now, which is right around when the park's open, so there's a little bit of chaos going on even around here which is kind of around the valet area, or the Bell area. Look behind me there, that's actually where you pick up your car to head out. So anyway, Country Trattoria last night was a tale as old as time. The good, the bad, and the ugly. And that's unusual for Disney. We usually just get the good. You don't get a lot of the bad. But last night was interesting. The good, the food. No problems there. Tracy's bolognese sauce was fantastic. The meatballs were top 5 I've ever had. Fantastic. My steak was good. A little under seasoned, but nothing, a tiny bit of salt. Couldn't fix. The potatoes, what they call it, a garlic potato stack was fantastic, and the Brussels sprouts were as good as Brussels sprouts ever get. And Tracy really liked them, and she likes Brussels sprouts more than I do. The rustic bruschetta was good. It's changed a little bit in the last few years. The mushrooms are bigger, but it was still very good, very tasty. So this particular server was not overworked. He had 3 tables, maybe 4. This restaurant had staff everywhere. They were not understaffed. There's no excuse for lousy service, and this was lousy service. His bill his tip reflected that. Now I'm interested. Leave me a comment how you guys handle tipping with lousy service. I think if you watch the video from Naples, I tipped a fantastic server. I have to do the math, around 35 to 40%, 37, I think, something like that would be about right. This guy I tipped about 7%. I was going to tip 0, honestly. It was that bad service, but I had trouble doing that. I know that servers can make $2.13 an hour in the United States. I don't think that's the case at Disney, but still, it's pretty awful. So let me know. Do you guys tip? Do you just throw 15-18% of people no matter what the service is? I'm a firm believer in people in the service industry are underpaid, horribly underpaid in most cases, and they deserve a living wage. But if the service is lousy, I'm not going to tip them that much, and I will happily over tip for great service, because that makes the entire experience better for me. Anyway, so let me know in the comments what you guys think about tipping. Do you think we should tip at all? Should we go to like an Australian model where tipping just doesn't exist? I don't know about that. Anyway, that's my thoughts on Country Trattoria. For our first Festival of the Holidays treat, gingerbread Mickey, 5 1/4. Soft. It's the gingerbread. Yeah, it's very good. That's good? Oh, I think I just lost my Mickey. All right, I found a much more secluded and comfortable place. I should have done the whole video from here. This is nice. A little fireplace in the background. This is kind of around a little alcove. You can see the pool in the distance, but there's not much around here. So get a little bit of quiet, peace and quiet to finish off today's video. So I told you what we thought about Country Trattoria, which was a little disappointing. And I'm gonna say we've noticed that more and more in trips a little bit. More and more at Disney this trip. It has not been the kind of service front to back that we expect here. It hasn't been awful, but it hasn't been Disney. Some of it has. Obviously, Hannah from that restaurant, Naples, and lots of other amazing cast members. You can't walk down the hall without somebody saying hello to you and and giving you a good morning or whatever. So the service staff's been great. A lot of the staff's been great. One of the things we've noticed, which has been really weird, has been a real disconnect in the message. We keep getting different messages from different cast members, which is weird. You'd think that, I know that there's been a pandemic, and there still is a pandemic, obviously, and they're not up to regular staffing levels. And I wonder, I'd be interested to find out how much of the laid-off Disney workers didn't come back. So they had to hire new people who wouldn't have had the training in that. I suspect it's a lower number in Disney than it is in a lot of people in the industry, just simply because people here love their jobs. Not all of them, obviously, but a lot of them really love their jobs. And there's a passion for Disney that my wife and I have had for years, obviously, even though we don't work here. But a lot of the cast members just simply love working here, and it's obvious the way they treat their guests. We've had several examples of that this trip. I had an Amazon package delivered yesterday, and actually that's why I got this little new tripod for Tracy's iPhone, because actually the phone is a better video camera than my video camera. Isn't that something? The iPhone 13 does a much better job of recording than my HD camera, which was a pretty expensive camera at the time. It's probably 5 or 6 years now, so technology passes it by. I get it. But this camera's the pictures and the video come out just incredible here. So we're going to use that as much as we can. So I got this little tripod and another piece that Tracy needed because she broke something. The guy at the bell desk couldn't find it, and he kept looking. You could tell he was frustrated, but he was gonna damn well find that package for me. Took a couple hours because Amazon had delivered it. And I guess I don't know the whole delivery system down here. It's different than it is in Canada. And I guess if it comes by a FedEx or a courier, then it's really easy for them to find, and it'll be at the bell desk. But I think this one was sent USPS, although there was no real tracking on Amazon, so I'm not sure. But it ended up getting delivered to like an administrative office, which was off-site. But as soon as he found it, he had it shipped over here. They brought it right up to me. It was great. And this guy, I think he spent hours looking for this thing for me. At the expense of the other people waiting in line at the bell desk. Anyway, so and there's been lots of examples of that of service, people going above and beyond, and the cast in the parks, fantastic. But you expect that here. We get that all the time here. So when you don't get that, it's kind of jarring. I had a guy kind of snip at me in the park the other day about taking a picture of one of the characters. And I guess I was standing somewhere I wasn't supposed to stand. And most of the time when you do that kind of thing, you get a very polite, would you mind doing this? Please move over here. And this guy was like, he was bordering on rude. And so of course, what did I do? I ignored him. It's not a good way to get people to do what you want, and especially people like me that are stubborn as hell. You tell me not to do something, I'm going to do it for sure. If you'd asked me nicely, I would have certainly done what you'd asked. But when you are snippy at me and tell me not to do it, screw you. I'm damn well going to do what I wanted to do anyway, which I did. So not only is it very anti-Disney, it's just anti-productive to treat people poorly like that. And there hasn't been a ton of that. I don't want to give the impression that it's been a bad trip or anything like that. We're having a wonderful time. But there's been more of it now than I think we've ever experienced in the past. It was pretty rare to ever have a negative encounter with a Disney cast member prior to this trip. And in this trip we've had, I don't know, a handful. But again, it's a very small minority, but it is noticed. Anyway, so that's it for today's video. I hope you enjoyed that. And tomorrow, we actually have to leave the site to get our COVID test so that we can get back into Canada on Saturday. And we are also going to get on Rise of the Resistance. So I'm hoping to get on Rise of the Resistance. And we're going to do Star Wars Land tomorrow. So we have 2 days left. We have Disneyland booked for both days. And we're going to finish off. We don't have a ton to do in Disneyland that we haven't already done. We're going to try to, obviously, we haven't even been to the Star Wars Land yet, so we're going to do that. A couple other rides we want to try to get on before we're finished. But we're going to take it a little easy too, because we are tired. We have hit it pretty hard. Even Miss Naps a lot is, and I give her a hard time with the naps, but she needs them, and that's great. Oh, by the way, I kicked her ass at Toy Story yesterday. I thought I should mention that. I got my crown back. It's the only thing I beat her at all trip. Dude, that Buzz Lightyear ride's driving me crazy. Anyway, that's it for today. So I hope you enjoyed the video. And remember, drink great wine. I don't have any wine here to toast because it's 8 in the morning. It's 5 o'clock somewhere, right? Anyway, I'll see you next time. Thanks.